Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Spike Magazine Trophy. We're in week number 4. 2 games left in the week. This is the penultimate game. And we've got Bash versus Edge tonight. Tonight, it's going to be the Fishy Fiends versus the Birds of a Feather. Ajax versus Galeshi. We've got Chaos Renegades versus Elven Union. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at the two teams' rosters this evening. In Division A, in first place is Festoon's MAML Nightmare. They're a necromantic horror team. They're 3-1-0. They are followed by the NC Snakes, coached by Moob, a Dark Elf team. 3-0-0 is their record. And the World of Cheese is in third place. That's James Lake Snacks' team. They're an Elven Union team. They're 2-1-1. Did I say the NC Snakes were Elven Union? Because they're Dark Elf. Over in Division B, in first place, dethroning the Believe Broncos, will be the Pip Stars, coached by Dead Fred. They're a Lizardman team. They're 3-0-1. The Believe Broncos, of course, in second place. That's BB Nuts Snurgle team. They're 3-0-0 here at the end of week number 4. With the Remnants of Valor, coached by S. Beaver in third. They're a human team. They're 2-1-1. We are in Division C for tonight's game. And in first place, we have Tizzle Pizzle demanding death. Welcome to the stream. Black Wolf, SP Beaver, Tizzle Pizzle, welcome out to the stream. The Goodest Boys Strike Back are in first place over in Division C. That's Old Gamer Mike's Necro team. They're 2-2-0. With the Fishy Fiends up tonight in second place, at least currently, that's Ajax's team. Well, it's Ajax's team, and they're currently in second place. Nobody's hijacking the team. They're Chaos Renegades team. They're 2-1-0 with the Philosopher's Song, coached by Spire in third place. They're a Lizardman team. They're 2-0-1. The home team for this evening will be the Chaos Renegades of the Fishy Fiends. They have, 11 players on the roster. That's going to bring their TV to 1,375,000 gold. They have all 3 big guys on the roster. They have a Goblin, an Orc, a Skaven, a Dark Elf, and a bunch of human linemen to round out this roster. 1 Apothecary, 3 dedicated fans, and 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against the Pro Elves of the Birds of a Feather, coached by Galeshi. They have 13 on the roster, but they're going to be out one of their 2 throwers. I think that's fine. The Red-Tailed Hawk, number 7, will be out with an injury this week. 12 on the roster. That's 1,345,000 gold for team value. That's 30,000 gold in petty cash. Not a lot to talk about there. 2 blitzers on this roster, all 4 catchers, a thrower, and a bunch of linemen. 1 oppo, 3 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are we? Black Wolf says, not to brag, but I'm on the Fishy Fiends. It's kind of a big deal. How these two teams going to play tonight? This Elven team is going to pull Elf shenanigans tonight. Lots of speed on this roster. 4 catchers with an MA of 8, and these are Pro Elves. They have a strength of 3. MA 8, strength of 3. There's dodge on a couple. They, of course, have the catch skill. They also have nerves of steel, so anything passing related, whether that's passing or catching or trying to intercept the ball, they're gonna. I say intercept, but it's actually a pass interference roll, technically. But they get a +1, so very, very good at the passing game. Of course, the thrower gets the free reroll with the throw skill. They have 2 blitzers. They have block and sidestep. 1 has jump up as well. That's the Golden Eagle number 2. This is a team that it's very easy for them to score. Lots of speed, lots of agility, 2+ across the board. Of course, the trade-off is that they tend to be expensive and they tend to be fragile. AV8 on everyone except the blitzers, who just have the average AV of 9+. Very easy to remove these pieces. Their job is to stay alive so that they can score. That's it. The game plan, stay on the pitch. I think this is a matchup where if the Birds of a Feather win it, I think they're almost certainly going to be on defense to start with. It's going to give them 11 to set up. They'll play defense for as long as they can. If they can try to threaten the ball with that speed and agility, they'll absolutely do it. Otherwise, just stay alive. Stay alive, stay alive. That's the game plan. They're going to be up against the Chaos Renegades of the Fishy Fiends this evening. The Fishy Fiends are... There we go. Let's take care of some spam. Doesn't look like it deleted it, but anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, on the Fishy Fiends here, they have 3 big guys. They can choose from 4. They've picked up, of course, 3. You can have up to 3 on your roster. They have the Minotaur, the Ogre, the Rat Ogre. The Rat Ogre, which we've talked about time and again. Oh, thanks, SP Beaver. I appreciate it. I still see it, but I don't know. Maybe that's a change or something. Anyway, appreciate it. Thank you. So the Rat Ogre, we've talked about this time and again. This is a Strength 5 piece with Frenzy, with Mighty Blow. It's also picked up Block and Dodge. Oh, God. Dodge. Trying to keep the Rat Ogre on his feet. This Rat Ogre has Frenzy, Strength 5, Mighty Blow, and Block. This is a kill piece and can be made reliable by having a friendly player beside him. His nega trait here is called Animal Savagery. And so if he fails that roll, so long as he has a friendly player next to him, he can beat up that player and then still continue with his action. It makes this a reliable big guy. And with these skills, with Block along with Mighty Blow and Frenzy, this is a kill piece. And Strength 5, you're looking at 3 dice, 6 dice with the Block skill, with Mighty Blow on the blocks every single turn. This is a piece that's going to try to murder things, and I think that's what the strategy has to be for the Chaos. Welcome to the stream, Move says, someone do the rest of the league a favor and kill that thing. Yes, exactly, because I think the strategy for the Fishy Fiends tonight is to murder. They're going to leverage that Rat Ogre and kill these elves. Remember, the elves have an AV of 8+. With Sargus in the foul, that's a 7+. And they're if Ajax sets it up right, and we've seen Ajax is a great coach. If he sets it up right, he'll be getting 6 dice on the block with the block skill against these AV8, now AV7 players. All 3 big guys, of course, have Mighty Blow. The Minotaur has Frenzy. This Minotaur is really only reliable when blitzing or blocking, so the Minotaur has to be put in a position where he can activate each turn. Otherwise, he can get left behind. But at the end of the day, this is a team with a lot of block, with all 3 of those big guys with a lot of strength, looking at 6 die blocks, 3 die blocks or 6 die blocks with Frenzy. The whole goal is to kill elves. If the Fishy Fiends can do that, then I don't think they care about the elves scoring so much. If let's say the elves were on offense in the first half of the game, which I think if the Fishy Fiends win the coin toss, they're going to force the hand of the elves, and that's for a number of reasons. One, if the Fishy Fiends can get these elves to score early, that's great. You're the Chaos Renegades team. Now the ball's in your hands. Now you control the momentum. You score at the end of the first half. It's a 1-1 ball game. And then you have the ball at the start of the second half. It's a 2-1 ball game. At the end of the game, you win. It's a 2-1 grind. On the other hand, if the elves have the ball to start with, it's very hard for them to stall without retreating first. You'll hear that tactic referred to as Attacka. They'll come off the line. They'll try to engage near their own end zone before moving forward. I think you're okay with that as well. The Fishy Fiends can get a blitz on a turn. That's fine, right? Every block you get, no matter where they engage, so long as they get that ball or force that ball into the end zone with, let's say, a quarter left to go, they're in good shape. And even if they don't do that, if they murder pieces in the meantime, they can score twice on the second half. So it's going to be murder versus speed and agility. I think it comes down to that quite simply in this matchup. The Fishy Fiends are down a reroll. They only have the 2 on their roster, so that could be a factor for... There we go. That could be a factor tonight. If Galeshi is able to put the Fishy Fiends in a position where they have to take some risky rolls, and now suddenly they're out of rerolls, that could be a huge problem. What is happening right now? Cool. Feels like there might be some issues either with my connection or with the Blood Bowl servers, but the stream connection looks fine, so I'm going to assume it's the Blood Bowl servers. We just get a lovely view of the field, I guess. Beautiful. Yeah. Hooray. Neat. I see. There must be a problem with one of the opponent's connections. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. I don't know if we're actually in game or what I mean in game, I mean past the intro. I don't know if the coaches have skipped the intros or not. Seems like they have. Somebody has paused, so I don't know if there was a coin toss yet. It looks like Ajax Ajax was the victim of a bug. I'm gonna, whoops, whoa. What just happened? I'm gonna kick out, and I'll kick back in. $30K going to the Birds of a Feather here in the inducement phase. There we go. All right. All right. Electric Man, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. SP Beaver says, "Yeah, that's a crisp view of the field." First, that's a crisp view of the field. That's a very different view. I think I left this on blue v red. I'm going to disable that once we get in game. The ref for this evening, Drogblorn Dribble Snort. One of the best refs in the league. He'll be on top. You can bet he'll be on top of every call this evening. 11 fan factor total between the two teams tonight. That's a lot of money to make. 30K. I think that's going to be a coach. Yeah, there it is. It's going to be a coach for Gillespie. I think that's the right call, but really, you should put your faith in Nuffle and make it a cheerleader. Here's the coin toss. Birds of a Feather win the coin toss. I think they're going to be on defense to start. Eridus demands death. Welcome to the stream. Yes, indeed. So the outlets turn off red-blue. Here we go. Birds of a Feather in white. The Fishy Fiends in blue. Birds of a Feather to set up their defense. Again, the job for the defense is to stay alive. The season so far, the Fishy Fiends currently ranked 4th place with a record of 7-2-3 up against the Birds of a Feather, who are ranked pretty well so far this season as well. They're ranked 12th in terms of league points. They have a record of 5-2-4. Mr. Rocker Crocker, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here this evening. Defense is set up, so interesting formation here for the defense. Of course, they only have the 3 on the line. They don't want to give up too many blocks to the offense. The offense always goes first on a new drive. They've got 2 in the right wide zone, just the 1 in the left. And Karaka, the thrower, I'm going to say Baraka at some point, the thrower back in the safety position. 5 on the line for the Fishy Fiends. Of course, all 3 big guys. Birds of a Feather now to kick. They don't have a kicker on the roster. It's a high kick, so it looks like Black Wolf of the Deep might get under the ball here for the catch. Thinking about maybe making it the Skaven player, or could even be the Dark Elf, Darth Pointy Pony. Failed catch by Black Wolf. The ball will bounce to the 12. And now turn 1 for the Fishy Fiends. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, "Oh man, I played Renegades in a 2 million TV tabletop event recently. Rat Ogre, Minotaur, Ogre, Troll, Thark, and Lord Borak. That is a lot of punching." First armor break of the game. Gets a stun against the nose guard. Now, 2-die block over on the left wide zone. This is with Sargus in the foul. Doesn't break armor. Hello, my fellow mammal. Everybody on the pitch is a mammal tonight, right? Well, I guess orcs are really more like fungi. SB Beaver says number 11 is our hero. Please put him out. Who's number 11? 3-die block here by a kind sir. Gets a pal here. 7+ breaks armor, but doesn't get it. You're a fun, you're a fun guy. Yeah, that's me. I don't know if that lore actually holds in, like, Warhammer Fantasy or not. Thank you very much, Mr. Rocker Crocker. 2-die block. 2-die blitz over the left wide zone. Got the knockdown. No removals this turn for the Fishy Fiends. The Orc nutters the brine. It's going to shift over to the left side of the line. 8 seconds go in the turn. Here's the foul. Well done. Got the removal on the foul, but is going to get called off the pitch here. I told you that ref is on point. Don't argue with him. Don't argue with them. That's one of the best refs in the league. Cages up the ball before going in on the foul with the Goblin. Foul doesn't work off. Foul doesn't work off. Foul doesn't work out. The Goblin gets called off. And now here comes the pressure by the defense. 2-die blitz by Darth Pointy Pony over in the right wide zone. Breaks armor. What a kick. Got a KO on the blodger. Well done by the birds of a feather. KO for KO. The birds of a feather show that they can punch back. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, Warhammer Wiki had the orcs reproducing via spores just like fungi. But yeah, it's like that in 40K, so I assumed it was like that in fantasy. Fun guy. Failed rush here. Spends the reroll to succeed on the rush. 50-50 pickup works out. And now, Reveler the Osprey on the rush dodge to get away to safety. Has the ball on the opposing 14-yard line. What a turn of events. Galeshi taking advantage of that early foul to recover the ball here. Very well done. Fun guy. Fun guy. Fun guy. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, I got too into researching orc reproduction and biology. Totally missed the elves flooding the backfield. Yep. You blink and you'll miss them. Turn 2 now for the Fishy Fiends. How did we come? Oh, right. Mammals on the pitch. And I said, the orc wasn't a mammal. It was more like fungus. Good repositioning here on the 50-50 roll with the Minotaur. So didn't block or blitz, so needed a 4+ to reposition, and it worked out. Now a 3-die block by the Ogre on the line will get triple pushes out of this. And now double pals on the Golden Eagle. Breaks armor here. 9+ will break armor. I'm sorry, didn't break armor. Gets the knockdown. Move says, where are the fancy shoes? Where are the fancy shoes? I didn't kill the fancy shoes, did I? Gets a stun here. Gets number 2 blitzer. That's a great stun for the Fishy Fiends, but they need to apply pressure on the ball or else they're going to be in trouble. I think Lightspeed Shoes is not on the... Oh, there he is. Condor Phoenix the Condor, the number 6 catcher with the illegal shoes. You better not let the ref see that. If you killed Mr. Fancy Shoes, we riot. Orcs and goblins. Ah. So definitely not all mammals on the pitch. "19 seconds to go here for the Fishy Fiends. Blitz still on the table, trying to decide more than likely what to do with this Rat Ogre. Now in the hands of the Minotaur! If you want something done right, do it yourself, says a kind sir. The Minotaur with possession of the ball now. Humans, Orc, Skaven, no, please. Let me have a shot at this ball. Turn 2 now for the Birds of a Feather. You can see Ajax in the picture doing the one-arm push-ups. Kaleshi responding by throwing down the chainsaw. So now the ball in the hands of a Strength 5 Minotaur, who, remember, if not blocking or blitzing, will only get to activate on a 4+. Rumor has the chainsaw works better to chase the other coach down with it instead of throwing it on the ground. Sometimes. Sometimes it kicks back on you. Electric Man says, I bought a chainsaw today. I have never owned nor used a chainsaw in my life. Birds of a Feather here. Burning about 90 seconds on the clock before activating, trying to figure out how to get this ball back from this massive Minotaur. Stand up blitz. Oh, stand up dodge blitz, but failed the dodge. Had to re-roll the failed 2+ dodge. So the uphill block on the Minotaur only gets a push out of this. I ran out of breath. Oh, that catcher. Good strip ball there. But the ball's going to bounce over to the left side. That brave catcher. 2+ dodge to a failed rush because it fails 900% of the time. Spends a reroll to pass or to succeed on the rush, but now fails the ball pickup. The ball's going to bounce one space further to the 8. Mr. Rocker Crocker lowering the rush failure rate from 900% to 99%. Just a few seconds too late. 2-dive block on the Osprey. The number 4 catcher back behind the ball. Gets a push out of this. Nutters the Brine on the block. Electric Man says, I have a lot of trees. He's, okay. With relation to the chainsaw, I get it now. I was like, a lot of trees? How many treemen can you have on a roster? But that's not what you meant. SB Beaver says, I bought a cheap electric chainsaw many years ago. I found out you do not want to cheap out on some things with the chain went flying off. That sounds terrifying. Mr. Rocker Crocker says 4 trees is the limit now, but you need 2-star players. Yeah, you can have 2 on the roster, and there's 2-star player trees. Good armor break here by the ogre. Gets a well. It is an armor break. I don't know if it's a good armor break. I don't think he can really capitalize on it. Man, I really want to see gnomes in action. I should just buy a gnome team and play it. That's what I should do. "25 seconds ago for the Fishy Fiends here in turn number 3. Yeah, gnomes look great. Here's the 2-die blitz by Jules Wintergust. Gets the knockdown, breaks armor, got the KO on Condor Phoenix the Condor. His laser shoes could not save him. And now I think it's, oh, no, I was going to say it's a one-man player advantage. No, it's not. It's not 9v9 on the pitch now. Fishy Fiends back on the bonus clock. Failed the unchanneled Fury. Failed the unchanneled Fury roll on the block. So this is that nega trait we talked about on the Minotaur. If he's blocking or blitzing, it's a 2+, otherwise it's a 4+. Took a block, so it was only a 2+, but still failed it. Moom says he knocked out laser shoes. Now he must riot against Ajax the right way. Turn 3 now for the Birds of a Feather. There's a Warhammer shop next to an Italian restaurant I occasionally go to. Maybe I should just pick up a gnome team. Or maybe I shouldn't. I'm actually in a very bad mood. I feel like my world is crumbling around me. But I'm fine. But you know what will make that better? A team of gnomes. A team of gnomes will make everything better. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, do your GW shops actually stock Blood Bowl? They do. In fact, every time I've been in that damn shop, I mean, it's been very nice, but the clerk's been like, hey, you like Blood Bowl? We've got lots more Blood Bowl in the back. I can get you anything you want. It's like, he's like a high-pressure car salesman. You want gnomes? We got gnomes. Hey, you want Griff Overwald? We got 10 of them. Let's go. I'll make you a deal. 5 for 10. Wait, that's a bad deal. 5 for 20. That's even worse. But even out front, they've got a decent selection out in like on the floor. I feel bad going in there and not buying anything. But I don't think I've bought anything since I've been in there. No, I think I bought I think I bought an epic 30K epic rule book once when I was in there, but then I got home and realized I already had it. I think I did that. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, oh, nice. Last time I went to a GW shop, they told me to go online. My FLGS, which stocks GW product, does have a ton, though. FLGS, if you're unfamiliar, is your friendly local game shop. Yeah, I'm lucky to live in a... Couldn't pick up the ball here, but it looked like he was about to fall on his face by the number 5 catcher this time. Turn number 4 back to the Fishy Fiends as this ball works its way out toward the left wide zone. No, I didn't return it. I don't actually know what I did with it. And now that catcher's got pals. An 8+ will break armor by the number 12 lineman. Lineman has the block skill. There's the armor break. And got the removal. That's another removed elf. So now a one-man player advantage back to the Fishy Fiends. Yeah, I'm lucky to live in an area that has lots of really cool, like, I don't know what else to call them. I hate calling them this, but like nerd shops. Like we have lots of great tabletop shops. We have lots of great toy shops. We have lots of great video game shops. So we have a really big one around here called, well, not like around here as in my in my state. See you later. Killian going to the grave. Good injury there. That ties it up on the pitch now. We're down to 8v8. Frenzy follow-up here by the Rat Ogre. Gets the knockdown. 7+ breaks armor. That's another removal. And now a one-man player advantage back to the Fishy Fiends. Two-man player advantage. 1, 2, 3 to 5. 1, 2, 3. One-man player advantage. I can count. Yeah, murdered his own fella, unfortunately. Here's the 3-die blitz with the Minotaur, but it rolls into triple pushes. We'll get a frenzy follow-up here, though. This time gets the knockdown, looking for the 8+. Golden Eagle sidesteps to the left and stays on the pitch. Big one in my state called Games and Stuff. They just moved to like a bigger facility, and like the floors, like there is so much empty. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it looks empty, but there's so much space. And I would say, I don't know, I would say maybe a quarter of it is actually has product. Like, good pickup over on the left side here. The Fishy Fiends recover this ball. Back on off, or still on offense, I should say. Now on their own 10-yard line, trying to keep this ball safe for a turn so they can start moving down pitch. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, "Look at the size of that storefront." I assume you looked them up online. It's a big store. Bottom of the fourth here for the Birds of a Feather. Final turn of the first quarter. We also have, there's a huge store in, Games and Stuff, I would say, is hands down the biggest and now arguably the best game store in my state. We also have one in Annapolis called Third Eye Games. It's actually... It's 3 retail areas in one building. So the whole building's them, but each like address is a different store. So they have Third Eye Games, they have Third Eye Comics, and they have Third Eye, I think it's called Third Eye Vinyl. So they have a game side, they have a comics and toys side, and they have like videotapes, DVDs, Blu-rays, VHS, music, skateboards. Those are all in like the third section. Blitz in the front right corner of the cage here by Dylan, or Dylan, son of the Harpy Eagle. Gets a push out of this. If they had another shop, they would have to change the name. So they were originally just Third Eye Comics. And then they moved down the street and opened up Third Eye Games. And then in the middle, so they were in one building. On one side was the toy and comic shop. On the other side, 4+ dodge, keeping the pressure on the ball carrier here. And the other side was Third Eye Games. And in the middle was like some government thing, like the Department of Water or something. And then I guess they moved or whatever. Now Third Eye has the middle one, and that's the music, movies, and skateboard shop. Second quarter begins here. Turn 5 for the Fishy Fiends. They have the ball on their own 10-yard line, but they're covered by some elves. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I don't even skateboard, but look at the wall of text. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The game stores have slowly been dwindling. I think it's because games and stuff and Third Eye are so big. But we used to have a store called Alternate Worlds that was really cool. We used to have a store called Titan Games and Hobbies, where the owner... I used to go to that store every week to play games and, you know, patronize them and stuff. The owner got into legal trouble. I think it was like got into disgusting legal trouble. And when the owner got arrested, they liquidated the store that week. Yeah, it was a nice little... It was like I would say Titan was probably the best, like, Warhammer shop in the area, and now it's gone, which is unfortunate. Third Eye bought them out because the government needed the money. Now all water with Red Bull in that city. I think I still have store credit with Third Eye, but I don't live near Annapolis, so I'm never down there. Unfortunate bonehead by the ogre here, and now the 2-die against the Golden Eagle will get the PAL that I was gonna say that he needed. He didn't really need it. Iron Cynic says, I missed some of that. Are you talking about the shops in Annapolis? I am. Good armor break here against the Blitzer. That Blitzer's going to be out for a turn. Iron Cynic says, my good friend used to work there. At Third Eye? That's awesome. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, are you in Beast territory? Do you do any of their tournament series events? I don't know if I am. I don't know what Beast is. So I don't know if I'm in Beast territory or not. I used to work in Annapolis, so I would visit Third Eye a lot. But I haven't been there in a while. But when I'm in Annapolis, I almost always make a stop to Third Eye. Ball's going to shift out to the right side here. Still on the 10-yard line. Turn 5 down for the Birds of a Feather. Mr. Rocker Crocker says Beast is Pennsylvania, Virginia, and North Carolina. I'm in Maryland, so it's not any of those 3 states, but it's in the middle. They just jump over you. We have they have a con now, but it started as an X-Wing group, but there's like a Nova, like a tournament called Nova Open, which Nova stands for Northern Virginia. And they used to come up to games and stuff for X-Wing and Armada tournaments all the time. Yeah. Nova, the Nova guys were great. It was always fun hanging out with them. Paul Heaver was a real friendly guy. Paul Heaver is X-Wing World Champion at one point anyway. It's a lot of fun. Move says, I've been to Nova Open before. It's in DC, yeah. I think it's in DC. It might actually be in Virginia, but I think it's in DC, yeah. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I wonder if they jumped Maryland because nobody in Maryland runs NAF events. Maybe. Failed dodge here, turn 6 for the Fishy Fiends. I don't know why. Like, I wish people would. I mean, maybe I should. I don't know. And now, finally, the Fishy Fiends taking off with the ball. Crossing the line of scrimmage for the first time here in this half. They're now on the opposing 4-yard line. The ball carrier, the number 3 human lineman, Black Wolf of the Deep, all by his lonesome. Move says, My friend drove us up there. He locked his keys in the trunk. We had to get a locksmith to break into the car. Black Wolf says, "I got this. Don't worry." Mr. Rocker Crocker says, "I mean, I ran the first as far as the Niven group knows, NAF event in Maine, and the second and third. That's cool. That's great." Yeah, I loved X-Wing. X-Wing was great. Armada was great. I miss those games. Like when second edition. So I loved first edition. It had its problems. You know, power creep. I think the design decision to not ban cards was the wrong decision. I get the idea from a design perspective, but it was a terrible idea. And then they came out with second edition. And I was so hyped for second edition. I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be." They fixed everything in first edition, but at least this is my opinion. But my opinion, second edition was just Yahtzee. Like they just turned it. They really focused on the dice chucking, and I was like, I don't want to play this. and then Asmodee bought FFG and gave the game to Atomic Mass, and it was just all downhill from there. I still have all my X-Wing and Armada stuff. All Gamer Mike says second edition killed the game in my area. Yeah. Mr. Rocker Cracker says X-Wing 2.0 improved on a lot of the issues, but it did make a lot more luck based. And then, like you said, AMG happened. Yeah. That was a really fun time. The Golden Eagle's just gonna fall flat on his face over in the left wide zone. Now turn 7 for the Fishy Fiends. They're gonna move down to the 16-yard line. Black Wolf of the Deep is gonna be unhindered, marching toward this end zone. Boob says that was 2 first action failed dodges in a row. Yeah, that is rough. Mr. Rocker Cracker says AMG just shut down their Discord and they stopped working on X-Wing, so it's all community run now. Well, I hope the community keeps it alive. I mean, the community kept Blood Bowl alive for a long while. So hopefully they'll do the same for X-Wing. 3-die blitz over in the left wide zone. Gets the knockdown. 7+. Yeah, there it is. Gored him off the pitch. Finch, the rookie, is having second thoughts about his career choices. Murdered the poor guy. Trying to hand off to the Skaven player. Well done on the 3+ handoff. Gonna try to get more SPP on double time Skitterwank. You know what? That's his name now. Double time Skitterwank. Yep. Double. He's like, how dare you get my name so wrong? Armor break back across the line of scrimmage, gets a knockout here. We'll see how many of these knockouts come back for both teams. Just 2 for the Chaos Renegades, but 4 for the Elves. The Elves really need those KOs to come back. 3 of them are catchers. The final catcher running to safety here. Revalor? No! You can't dodge away from Sargus in the foul. That tail, look at that tail! That's just gonna slice your ankles off. Turn 8 now for the Fishy Fiends. I think they're just gonna walk. Well, they have a reroll. They might take a block and then walk the ball in. But boy, if they take a block, and this turns out, yeah. Well done. The Fishy Fiends are gonna take the lead in this game 1-0. Birds of Feather are gonna have at least 1 turn left in this half. Double time Skinner wank. 2KO. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So just 7 on the pitch for the Fishy Fiends. It's going to be 7v8 with a one-man player advantage for the Elves in this final drive of the first half of the game. Fishy Fiends setting up in what one might call an anchor. 8v7. Birds of a feather with 1 turn remaining. If they get a timeout, they're going to tie the score. They will be on offense to start the second half. That handoff was perfection. Black Wolf, I've never seen a prettier handoff in my life. Oh shit, I gotta read a rule book. That's what my life is. Reading. Oh no, I gotta read a rule book. Find the audiobook version of the rule of a board game rule book. Here's the kick. Brilliant coaching is going to go to the Fishy Fiends. So they're going to get nothing out of that. The Birds of a Feather, they're not going to be able to score here. Try to take probably a block and then pass for some SPP before the end of the half. Rulebook audiobooks is the $1 million idea. I mean, it could work, but they can't. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, "Hey, it was my idea." It could work, but it can't be read like normal audiobooks. Like I don't want this. Welcome to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Like I don't want that. They need to pick up the pace. Just gonna pass here for a point of SPP on the thrower. I think the blitz will probably probably on Black Wolf. Nope, it's gonna be on the number 12 human lineman. Got the PAL here, so we'll see if they get the 9+. SP Beaver says, "I know the perfect voice actor, the one from Assassin's Creed Kickstarter." So Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice is a board game. It's a good board game. One of the Kickstarter stretch goals was a voice narration of the story bits, which I appreciate, so I don't have to read things, you know. But they did not pay top dollar for that voiceover. It's Sam Jackson doing rules audiobook. That'd be awesome. 1-0 at the half here. The Birds of a Feather are going to be on offense. 2 more KOs are going to come back, including Mr. Lightspeed Shoes. Looks like 1 more came back on the pitch here for the Fishy Fiends. So they're going to be fielding 8 to 10? 8 to 10. So the Fishy Fiends are going to be down 2 players in the second half here. I'll do the voiceover for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Ready? Here's Here's what the voiceover's like.
We finally defeated the Borgia. What a great job we did. Now it's time for us to go attack another Templar.
Anchor formation for the defense. Go lay down now. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, going back in conversation, look at the NAF Tournament Series page. Has me convinced that nobody owns a globe. Why is that? Is it because tournaments are all bunched up together in one place? Or do they just have, like the locations wrong? Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, in the heart of France. Five on the line currently for the offense. Naturally, the thrower back to receive. Cobblestorm, welcome to the stream. Cobblestorm says, I still suspect the Birds of a Feather will eventually be down to one rostered player called the Dodo. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a blitz. 5 players on the blitz. Ball kicked to the 24-yard line. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, well, they skipped Maryland and Delaware in the Beast Group. New Jersey is with Nebben, which includes New England, New York, and New Jersey. Despite being closer to Pennsylvania, Iowa is its own group. I see. A mark taken against the Horned Screamer, the injured rookie lineman over on the left side of the offense. Two marks taken now. Here's the 3-die blitz. 3-die blitz with Sargis in the foul. Gets triple pushes into a 3-die frenzy follow-up. Got the POW here. Again, a 7+ will break armor. There's the armor break. And now it is just a one-man player advantage for the Birds of a Feather. The roster for the Fishy Fiends going into the second half. The roster for the Birds of a Feather. Ball's going to stay on the 24-yard line. Turn 9 now underway. The Birds of a Feather now on offense. They have a one-man player advantage. See how they decide to cover this ball. They're probably going to go cover the ball first. With this early pressure on the left side, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to really DACA with this team. And they are down a touchdown, so they have to make the decision, I think, right now. Are they playing for the win or are they playing for the draw? And I don't think Gillespie can afford to wait to see how the drive shapes up in order to make that decision. Psylord and Albatross is going to dash towards that ball. Just the number 3 catcher just outside the left wide zone. The ball resting on the 24 just off the left sideline. The Condor moves back a space here. This is the number 6 catcher with the light speed. Oh, that makes me nauseous. I'm never doing that again. The light speed shoes. Yeah. Is the red pen out of ink? No, no, it's not. Good 2+ rush to get the ball in the hands of the thrower, and now going to toss the ball. Good reception to the number 3 catcher here. What a toss. So made the quick pass here. That was a 2+ catch. 3+ on the pass. Works out. Had the free reroll on the pass. Has the free reroll on the catch. Plus the +1. Dodge rush to cover the ball carrier. Turn 9 now for the Fishy Fiends. Short pass, excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, on the diagonal. Here's the end of the quick pass. Here's the short pass. Here's the long pass. And here's the long bomb. Ogre Bonehead's back at the line of scrimmage. Nutters the Brine will get a knockdown against Starling, the number 9 lineman. Gets a stun out of it. Yeah, I've received some bad news over the past week. It's like a friend of mine is sick and work is troublesome. So I'm bouncing between like my world is ending and everything's fine. Which I think everybody does, but so I appreciate a moment of Blood Bowl. Did blitz here by the Radiger. Only gets a push here. Festoon, welcome to the stream. Frenzy follow-up. Only gets a dodge push. The Osprey stays on his feet. And now Sargus in the foul. The Rat Ogre marking the ball carrier. That's okay. I appreciate it, Black Wolf. I'm not trying to moan. Just more trying to say thanks. Thanks for playing. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking some time to just have some fun with some Blood Bowl. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, don't worry. Your emotional support Twitch chat is here. Failed dodge. Failed 3+ dodge. 2 rerolls. What do? Eats the dodge, and that's a stunned lineman. Turn 10, back to the birds of a feather. Two-die block now against the Rat Ogre. This is a Blodger Rat Ogre, so only a pal's gonna knock that Rat Ogre down. And indeed, the Rat Ogre's gonna get pushed aside here. I've almost finished up Squid Game. I've got like 30 minutes in the last episode. I'm not kidding. I bought a Squid Game sweatsuit to wear unironically. Maybe if my life does fall apart, I can just start participating in the games. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a billionaire. Ball's over into the right wide zone now on the opposing on the Birds of a Feather zone 14-yard line. A one die on the... Oh! A one die on the Rat Ogre's a pal! Oh, he broke armor! He broke the Rat Ogre's armor! Oh! Now is the time! Galeshi carefully considering whether the Timberdoodle II is going to maybe take a cleat to a Rat Ogre's face. Iron Six says we should hang. I just bought one of the pink card coveralls. I can dispassionately watch you as you fight for your life. It'll be perfect. Electric Span says you'll be a billionaire if you steal Mr. Rocker Crocker's idea and start narrating rule books. No foul here by the Pro Elves. Turn 10 now for the Fishy Fiends. I genuinely think it might not be the best advice. Don't take this as life advice. I genuinely think when like life's got you down, just keep being normal. You know what I mean? Like just keep doing the things you like doing. Keep eating the foods you like eating. Like the normalcy helps like ground everything. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's very easy to spiral out of control. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Swimming, swimming. Under a minute to go here for the Fishy Fiends. Forever immortalized for a potential lawsuit. 35 seconds ago for the Fishy Fiends. They're trying to find a way to get at this ball. They've got a number of open players. They don't have their Rat Ogre to guarantee dice with Muddy Blow, but they could blitz with the Minotaur. Right now it's a 2-die. One more assist would make it a 3-die. But boy, there's some distance. Not going to take... Oh, he is going to take it with the Skaven. So the number 3-die block with the Minotaur way back up at the line of scrimmage. No armor break. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, keeping a normal routine is actually great advice. Thank you. People found it strange that I didn't take bereavement when my grandmother passed. But I couldn't handle sitting around doing nothing. Going to work kept me centered. Yeah, I totally understand. That got a pal! I totally understand that. I'm sorry your grandmother passed away. Got a pal here on the knockdown. The ball's going to go into the hands of number 12 and bobble out of their hands once more. And now the ball resting on the 14-yard line. Double time Skitter Wake rushes next to the ball. So that's 2 Chaos Renegades marking the ball currently. Yeah, sorry your grandmother passed away. It's always sad. Scrum starting to form around the ball. Two-die block against the Skaven player. Got the pal. Can he get the 8+? He can. What a removal. That Skaven player off the pitch. Look at that. He's the wrestle strip ball player. And unless the Oppo is spent, that's the end of his ball game. Wait, this isn't the replay, is it? You know what? I'll still watch this. We're doing so good on replays and we missed that one. All right. Minute 10 left on the clock here for the Birds of a Feather. I bought a walking pad, you know, like the like a treadmill, like a slow treadmill, you know, and I used it for the first time today because it's so hot outside. I don't want to go outside, so I used it for the first time today, and it felt when I got done. I don't know if you. Whoa! Good pass over to the left wide zone. Very well done. Into the hands of Laser Shoes McGee, also known as Condor Phoenix the Condor. Well, no, it has a motor. It has a motor. It's just a slow motor. It goes up to like 6 miles per hour or something. Shifted that ball out to the left wide zone and passed it to the downfield catcher. Isn't that just called a floor? But it felt like, when I got done, it felt like I was in VR, or you know what I mean? Like, I got off the treadmill, and I still felt like I was going forward. So now the Fishy Fiends are going to start moving towards this ball to try to force the score as early as possible. And if they can do it with about a quarter left, they've got a good shot at winning this game 2-1. Two-die stand-up blitz by Sargason the foul. They're going to get the knockdown here. Again, 7+ breaks armor. Gets stunned. Let us call it a walking pad. Let us sound fancy. I used my walking pad today. You know, the floor. I used my elevation ascension device today. You know, the stairs. It's fine. Knocked down by a kind sir. Gets no armor break. And now a 2-die against Starling, the level 3 lineman, back near the line of scrimmage. He's got to get a push out of this. One die block over on the right wide zone against the number 3 catcher. 3 catchers on the pitch still. Having those 4 catchers is a huge advantage for the Birds of a Feather. That's so much speed on this roster. So now you can see where this ogre can get. This ogre can certainly mark the ball carrier. Stairs are nothing more than an organized hill. So I live in like a New England style. What is the name of the house called? I can't remember. But like my stairs are like half width, like they're the Widowmaker stairs. So I'm always very cognizant of going up and down the stairs because like half my foot fits on them. We once had a friend of the family. Oh, just gonna score! Not even gonna get pressured into the end zone. Didn't want to get marked by that ogre. And so they'll score. So now the game is tied 1-1. And the Fishy Fiends will be on offense. No, I don't think it's any of those. SB member, thank you for the bits. One more turn in the third quarter here. The Birds of a Feather now. What? Back up to 10. What? Back up to 10. So 10v7, a 3-man player advantage for the Elves. Victorian. I think that's what it is. I think it's a Victorian. Move cheering for this Elvish defense. Three-man player advantage for the Elves. They have an opportunity to win this game. Maybe it wasn't a bad idea to score after all. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I really like real estate if you couldn't tell. I really am ambivalent if you couldn't tell. Like, I don't know anything about that stuff. So I'm glad. But we had a friend of the family that lived in like a similar house. And she, but hers was 4 stories. And she had grandfather clocks everywhere. Like, she probably had 8 grandfather clocks, which I have to imagine is not cheap. And they were everywhere. It was like a horror movie. Officious ref, Jules Wintergust has got to get into a scrap with the ref and get stunned over in the right wide zone. That is not good for the Fishy Fiends at all. They have just 7, and now they've lost one for a turn and a half, effectively. So now they really have to... Oh, what a time to bonehead. They've now effectively lost Festung the Barnacled as well. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, we've been in our house 9 years, and I still check the listings at least twice a day. Well done. Wait, what? Why blitz? Why blitz there? Animal Savagery doesn't need to blitz. Yes, they do. That's why. Oh, good call. Yeah, I didn't think Animal Savagery needed it, but I am mistaken. Got a much-needed removal here on the line of scrimmage. $7v9 on the pitch right now in favor of the Elves. Here's the 3. Oh, the pickup does not work out. Bumbled the pickup with the free roll. And the ball is going to end up between these 3 Chaos players on the 10-yard line. 4th and final quarter begins. The Birds of a Feather on defense with a player advantage. It's a 1-1 ball game. They have all 3 of their rerolls. Here they come. 2-die blitz. Got the POW. Yeah. I knew with Unchanneled Fury it was required. I didn't realize it was required for. Oh no, required. Oh no, for Animal Savagery as well. Snakes the ball and dodges away from the Rat Ogre. The defense in possession yet again. This time on the opposing 8-yard line. The ball in scoring position. 2 rushes to get in front of the Rat Ogre. Sets up the tackle zones to protect the ball carrier. 2-9 block against Nutters the Brine. We'll get the knockdown here. That was great timing. 15 seconds to go here for the Birds of a Feather. Oh, I loaded those damn rules I have to read. I loaded those up on my tablet. That's what I'm going to do after this. I'm going to grab a soda and I'm going to read 40 pages of rules. Failed rush. Failed rush. You always fail the rush. Stunned himself on the failed rush. Turn 13 now for the Fishy Fiends. They've got to stop it right now. That ball carrier is currently in scoring position. Lots of tackle zones to get through. That ogre, come on! That ogre just staring into space. Iron Cynic says, renegades! Unreliable big guys! Electric Man says, isn't there a way for AI to read it to you? I just sent my friends a link to like shitty Grammarly not replies, suggestions. Good removal here by the Rat Ogre. But I think the Rat Ogre's stuck at this point. Ugh. He needs to get dice on this ball. I think it's down to Black Wolf. 2-die back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a push. Frenzy follow-up into a 2-die. Gets the knockdown. 7+ will break armor. There's the armor break. Good removal here. Trying to set up for this next drive. Iron Cynic said he wanted the Rat Ogre on the ball carrier. Yeah, but he got stuck with the both down. Good mark by Jules Wintergust. And now the 2-die by Black Wolf of the Deep. That's the second one. Gets the knockdown. Really wants an armor break here. Son of the Harpy Eagle will sidestep forward. There is no armor break. Turn 14 now for the Birds of a Feather. Galeshi. Very aggressive elves has worked out here. I shouldn't say very aggressive. Instead, Galeshi has taken advantage of opportunities that have presented themselves. Once a gap is opened up, Galeshi did not hesitate to flood the backfield with elves and take advantage of it. Aren't all elves aggressive? Here's the 2-die blitz over on the right side. Got the POW. Won't follow up. Will follow up. All right. Why the follow-up? Isn't that... Oh, he's already in rush, isn't he? He's already in rush range. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, elves are high risk, higher reward. That's the sort of life I lead. Except it's high risk, 0 reward. Double rush to score. Well done. The Birds of a Feather take the lead in this ball game 2-1. Very well done by Galeshi. I hate the elf voices in this game. I hate it so much. They sound like Snidely Whiplash. So 3 turns being given to the Renegades team to try to tie this ball game. Iron Cynic says he could have stalled there. Yeah, he certainly could have. Move says that Renegade Elf got knocked out turn 1 and has never come back. Failed 4 KO rolls. Yeah, yeah, but I think Darth Pony Pony knows what's up. He's like, He opens one eye at the beginning of every drive. And he's like, no, I'm good. There are 4 injuries and some knockouts. I'm good. So 8v7 on the pitch. Still a player advantage for the Elven team. Fishy Fiends are going to have to hope that Nuffle has something better in store for them in this drive. Hopefully, Ajax is made nice with the ref. And won't get, pick a fight and getting another tussle here. Yeah, barely any blood. But I can't even see. I have to squint to see where the blood is on the pitch. Ball's going to bounce one extra space right behind Black Wolf of the Deep. Turn 14 for the Fishy Fiends. They are all but certainly playing for the draw point. Move says, I feel like you could do a Rorschach test with the blood pattern. I see a bird. The bottom left is the tail feathers. Oh, I see. Sure, I see it. Good removal here for the Fishy Fiends. They got 7v7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7v7 on the pitch now. Yeah, I totally see that. We've got how do you draw a bird's wings? Something like this. And then like a little tail. And then this is the bird's face. And that's the bird beak that I just drew. Move says exactly. And now that I've convinced you to draw on the screen, maybe both teams will get tabled. That's right, Spire. It is a 7s match now. A 7s match on a full-size pitch. Good pickup. Hand off to Bad Luck, who had some good luck here. Good reception. Ball's now on the 6-yard line, the Fishy Fiends' own 6-yard line. Not a lot of players to keep this. Oh, man. Failed the blitz in the left wide zone. Lost the blitz and has lost the Rat Ogre for a turn. Not in a good spot right now. Number 12, I think, is going to shift to the left. I think he has to. Black Wolf says, my handoff skills cannot be overstated. That is what I'm known for. That is what I practiced all week. Fishy Fiends down to 3:38 on the bonus clock as they figure out how to keep this ball safe for another turn. If they go down a touchdown, that's the game. Or another touchdown, I should say. No! Ha! The big guys are failing their negatrait rolls. It's gonna move this ball forward and just park it behind Jules Wintergust. Turn 15 for the Birds of a Feather. Renegades! So I think what's going to end up happening is number 12 is going to get marked, and we're going to see a blitz by Psylord and Albatross. This is the number 3 catcher, strength 3, but more importantly, has both block and strip ball. Yeah, there's the mark. There's the mark on number 12. Second mark taken. Here we go. One die blitz. The push is all he needed. Where's this ball going to end up? Oh, no. Well done by the Birds of a Feather. It's going to be a 2+ ball pickup to start to head to daylight once again. Moop says, or Iron Cynic says, it's Renegades, nothing's ever ideal. Moop says, yeah, and I certainly don't blame Ajax with... Oh, fail on the skull into a pal. Trying to take out a threat here before the ball pickup. Moop says, yeah, and I certainly don't blame Ajax with the double failed neg traits. He needs to take a big risk to even try to get in range to score. There's the 2+ pickup. And there he goes. There he goes once again. It's going to be the son of a Harpy Eagle over in the right wide zone on the opposing 12-yard line. The Birds of a Feather looking to put this game away. A dodge to 2 rushes to mark Black Wolf of the Deep. Oh, are you kidding me? 50-50 dodge to a 2+ to take a second wolf, a second mark on Black Wolf of the... Still a positive dodge by Black Wolf. But where is it going to come from? I guess it's got to be the Minotaur, right? Rat Ogre gets into position. Turn 15. The Fishy Fiends not only have to get this ball back, but they've got to put somebody in scoring position. It is not looking likely for this Chaos Renegades team. Very hard-fought game by both coaches. Fishy Fiends have to get this ball here on this turn, or at least knock it out of their out of the hands of Son of the Harpy Eagle, and then what do you do? I think he's got to get it back this turn because he's got to get somebody down pitch. No, that was the blitz. He's got to spend the reroll here. Oh, no, couldn't get through Loner. The blitz has been unfortunately wasted on this furious Minotaur. And so it's going to have to come down to a mark with Black Wolf of the Deep. Or with the Ogre, who I didn't even see standing on the line. I'm sorry, little buddy. Nutters, I'm so sorry. I see you now. I think Jules Wintergust is just going to have to dodge and pray. Yeah, that's it. Couldn't get through the 50-50 dodge. Now the Fishy Fiends are going to have no way to score. They're going to lose this at least 2-1. We'll see what the Birds of a Feather can do on this turn. Foul appearance. Oh, I thought foul appearance procced. Gets a push here on Nutters the Brine. It's going to chain push players away. Still 2 marks on Son of the Harpy Eagle. Why follow up? Another score. Well done. 3-1. The Birds of a Feather increase their lead. 1 turn left in this ball game. Unless there's a timeout, the Birds of a Feather have all but won this one. Very well played. SP Beaver says, I've ran the actual numbers. Big guys don't pass loader 0% of the time. SP Beaver says, has anyone brought up how bad elves smell lately? 8 on the defense here for the Birds of a Feather. It'll be 8v8. If the Fishy Fiends can get a timeout, they can hope to keep this to a 1 touchdown game, and that'll count for the leaderboards at least. Birds of a Feather keeping players safe. Very well played. Galeshi taking advantage when an opening presented itself, flooding elves through to the backfield. Also, not afraid to play the passing game. They are pro elves. They are the passing elves. And Galeshi has availed themselves of that fact and has successfully got on the board here 3 times. So well done. Moon says nothing. That the Birds of a Feather don't get another turn. The Renegade Elf decides to return to the game. I smell collusion. He's like, wait, what? Oh, nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, it's a terrible tragedy that we're down 3-1. Yeah, just awful. Awful that the elves are winning. What a terrible event. Here's the kick, middling kick. Solid defense. I don't think they're gonna bring anybody up to the line. He's thinking about it. Gonna reposition 2 players. It's gonna pull these middle players away from blitzing range and pulls them back towards the end zone. Turn 16 for the Birds of a Feather. So they're not gonna get on the board here, but they will try to get some SPP. Double pals against the Golden Eagle. 8+ breaks armor for Festoon the Barnacled. Got nothing out of this block. 2 more blocks to take. Setting up the 3 die with the Minotaur. Could take it with the Red Ogre. It's going to take it with the Minotaur. Oh no! That's a turnover! Oh no! Don't break a kind sir's armor! Alright. That's the ball game. 3-1 the final. Blood Bowl! Very well played by both coaches. That was a ton of fun. Electric Man asks, is this the last game of the week? No, there's one more left to be scheduled. That coach has an emergency, so they will use their extensions until they run out, and then the week will have to end in a forfeit. But I hope they get it worked out. A lot of fun that game was, and now the Fishy Fiends. They're going to remain in second place here, but the Birds of Feather are going to jump up into fourth there with a record of 2-0-2. Very well done. And again, very well played by both coaches. You saw how Ajax leveraged the Chaos Renegade team, which I think is a difficult team to coach. And you saw how Galeshi took the Pro Elves and didn't just turtle up with the Pro Elves on defense and try to stay alive. Saw the opportunities to go after the ball, saw those lanes open up and took advantage of them immediately, jumped on the chances, and was able to get a significant win in this game. 3-1 the final, so very well done. All right, let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. One more game left to be scheduled here in week 4. It's going to be Demos versus the Purple People Eaters, Malik versus Sano. That's What is that? Let's look it up. That is Skaven versus Chaos Chosen. Hopefully that game gets played. One of the coaches, that game was scheduled, I think, for Sunday. And then one of the coaches had an emergency come up, which, I'm not going to, whatever. But hopefully they can get that scheduled. If not, they're going to, if you're unfamiliar with our league rules, every coach gets 3 3-day extensions used throughout the course of a competition. So that's a total of 9 days that they can extend a week. They only extend their own week. Everyone else has to play their weeks on time. You can use 2 without commissioner intervention, and then after that, you need to ask for our permission. They also stack, and if we know something is going on, we'll use, or if you're MIA or something, we'll use your extensions on your behalf. So, but regardless of any of that, I want them to take care of their emergency, and hopefully it all works out. But if it doesn't get played, let's see. First extension ends tomorrow, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday would be extension 2, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday would be extension 3. So the longest this game could extend till is the end of next Tuesday. So there might be basically a week off here while we wait for this game to get played. But if it does get scheduled, and when it does get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is fantastic. I love this game. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and a tabletop forum at your friendly local game store until the final game of Week 4, folks. Take care, play Blood Bowl, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening.